What up, YouTube? So look at this. You can see my widow's peak is growing back right along this side. This side's growing back too right here. It's just a little bit smaller than this side. And I'm out of the products that I've been using to help me grow my hair out. So I'm going to use my onion method here. Take this chunk of raw onion and I'm going to stick it right there. To hold it in place, I'm going to use my bandana. Just like that. And I've noticed that my widow's peak is growing back slowly but surely. I took what bangs I did have and cut them so they were like this long all the way down. And I'll do that again when my widow's peak grows out a bit more, you know what I'm saying? And keeping my bangs at eye length, what that's going to do is it makes the front of my hair easier to manipulate, you know, and it gives me a couple things I can do for styling options. I had a YouTuber who used the onion method, and all their hair grew back, and they even gave me a fucking shout out. So I wasn't using the onion method on my hair where you see it growing back along this side a lot more thickly, but I have used onions in the past, and yes, it has worked. Citrus drop. Now today I'll be doing some online job hunting. I had a fake interview with my job coach, and it was to see how I handled myself. And the fake interview was basically to see how I handled myself in a job interview, and that went surprisingly well. So I'm very confident within the next couple of weeks here I'll be getting a job. With spring right around the corner, I'm very confident that I'll be getting a job. And you know, getting fired from Wendy's after 4 years of loyal service did kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. Especially when I had customers repeatedly compliment me on my service. There are even a few customers who told me, man, I love coming to eat in here when you're cleaning the lobby because you do such a good job keeping the place clean. You know, and when customers are complimenting me on my service, that makes me feel good about what I did, you know? Quite often I'd have elderly women come up to me, oh, where's the water on your pot machine? And I'd show them the little water button next to the lemonade on the pot machine. You know, little things like that. You know, and I did everything I could to make customers feel like they were welcome back to Wendy's anytime. And then on top of that, you know, I've always did, whenever I did Wendy's food reviews on my channel, I always gave Wendy's a good name. You know what I'm saying? I gave Wendy's honest food review, and I didn't just say good things about their food just because I worked there. They genuinely have a good product. And some people have asked me, would I still eat at Wendy's even though they wrongfully terminated me? And the answer is yeah. You know, good fast food is good fast food. I've noticed, though, that McDonald's has had a sales increase ever since they've started to serve breakfast all day. And Burger King right now is not doing so good on customers. They hardly have any customers. And, well, I have a solution for Burger King. If you want more customers, here's what you should do. Serve breakfast until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Bring back your Cinnaminis and bring back your shake 'em up fries. you do those two things, okay, and I assure you, you will have customers out the fucking door. Do you know, for those of you who don't remember, Cineminis that Burger King had, the Cineminis that Burger King had were fucking awesome. They also had these miniature blueberry muffin things that they had going with them. And both those products, in my opinion, were super dank and super delicious. In fact, there are petitions all over the internet right now to bring back Cineminis. I don't know who the fucking CEO of Burger King is, but he or she is a fucking dumbass. Let's take the hottest item that Burger King has on their menu, the item that sells the most, that has the biggest loyal customer fan base, and let's take it off the menu. Yeah, that makes no goddamn sense, does it? And check this out, YouTube. When I was on vacation with my family, coming back to Casper, we stopped in Colorado to get gas at the gas station, and I got out to stretch my legs, you know, and this gas station had a Wendy's attached to their gas station. Well, that's kind of cool. But when I walked in there, check this out. Check this out, YouTube. Apparently, there are some select Wendy's here in the United States that serve breakfast. See, I didn't know Wendy's served breakfast, but when I was checking out their breakfast menu items, it was past 10 o'clock, so they had stopped serving breakfast. But when I was checking out the poster they had for their breakfast items, I'm like, you know what? Those items look delicious. So if Wendy's were to actually start serving their breakfast nationally, they'd have a competitive edge over McDonald's for serving breakfast all day, because they look that good. You know, there are some people I miss working with at Wendy's, but sometimes, you know, I'm not trying to talk shit on my ex-job here, but there are some incidences where I felt like that working at the Wendy's I worked at was an unhealthy work environment. Now, I can understand if you've been working at Wendy's or any fast food job for like 16 plus years, you can feel like you're burnt out on that shit. But that's beside the point, you know, and if you've worked your ass off to become a manager, that's awesome. You know, it shows you have dedication and the hard work to put in for something like that. But the way I see it, if you're a manager, you may have some or more power than your average coworker, or you know what I'm saying, or your team member. But the way I see it, YouTube, I don't give a shit if you're a manager or not. You're still a team member, and therefore you should treat everybody equally, you know. Now, whenever I made a mistake at Wendy's, it wasn't intentional. I was just trying to help and do my job, you know. But to get talked to like I was stupid, especially I've had it happen to me in front of customers, and I've had it happen to me in front of my coworkers. And I even had a customer feel sorry for me when I was just trying to stock the lids. Okay, I noticed that the lid station underneath the condiment stand needed more lid sleeves. And so I walked to the back of the kitchen, I grabbed a handful of lid sleeves, and I stuck them underneath there so that way when I went to go restock the lids above by the pop machine, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't be a hassle. And apparently I had accidentally stocked too many lid sleeves underneath the condiment station. And, you know, the rules around that Wendy's constantly change to begin with, and each manager does things differently, so, you know. And then one of my managers came out, and she looks underneath the condiment station, and then basically proceeds to chew my ass in front of customers about proper lid stocking procedure. And she basically accused me of trying to waste your lids. I'm like, no, I wasn't trying to waste your lids. I was trying to make sure that everything was nice, neat, and stocked. You know, but arguing with her wasn't going to do you any good, so I just kept my mouth shut and listened, you know. And right after that had happened, YouTube, A customer came up to me and he's like, you know, and this is what the customer said. He's like, "How you doing?" And I looked at this old man and I said, "Well, I'm doing fine, sir. How are you?" And he goes, "Man, that ain't right. What she did. What's her name?" And I gave her name, my manager's name, you know. And he goes, "You know, in the 30 plus years I was a boss, I never treated my workers like that. I'm reporting her to corporate. She shouldn't be allowed to talk to her employees like that." And you know what I'm saying? So even after I got sympathy from a customer, I said, "Look, she's just doing her job," you know. So even after, you know, I had a customer feeling sorry for me, I still stuck up for my manager. And truth be told, you know, whenever I had an incident at work, I should have just kept it out of my videos. But whenever I'm disrespected, YouTube, it irritates me because I feel like I've done nothing to deserve it. And quite often I'll need a healthy place to vent my frustration, you know. And I figured if I didn't name names, everything would be golden, you know what I'm saying? But had Wendy's International bothered to check to see that the complaints were nowhere, the customer complaints were nowhere near Wyoming, they would have been like, wait a second. But no, Wendy's really cares about its customers, and they care more about their customers than they do their actual people they hire. And unfortunately, YouTube, I've seen the manager in question talk stupid to a bunch of people. I'm not the only one I've seen her talk stupid to. I've seen her talk stupid to other coworkers too, and it just irritates the piss out of me. And if you call her out on her shit, you get sent home or you get your hours cut. And that's just like, what the fuck, you know? And when she wasn't acting like that, she was actually a decent person to work with, you know? You know, walking on eggshells for fear of her losing her temper. It's like, that wasn't a healthy work environment, YouTube. And I'm one to talk. I know I have a temper myself. And lately, one of my New Year's resolutions, YouTube, is to work on my temper and to save my anger for when it really counts. And normally, whenever I've said I'm going to work on my temper, that's hard, you know, because that's when life likes to test you. You ever notice that? Hypothetical, you say you're going to quit smoking, so that's when life makes your day so goddamn stressful that you want a cigarette, and you see someone smoking one and you break down. Well, it's no different than when I say I'm going to work on my temper a little bit, you know. That's when life likes to test you. When you say things like you're going to work on your temper or this, and that, life's going to be like, oh, really? Okay. Put you to the test then. You know, and I was able to get some of my music put onto my iTunes, but it's not my entire library. So I'll have to have everything transferred to my old computer still. I'll be doing that sometime next week. But yeah, if I let that chunk of onion sit there on the thinner side of my widow's peak for a couple hours until all the juice is soaked out of that piece into my scalp, right there where it's really thin, guarantee you that the rest of my scalp will look like it does along this side. Yeah. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. I gotta change out of these things. Do that off camera, of course. But I am confident I will be getting a job here soon, and it's going to be sweet. And there's a reason why I have to keep my job separate from my YouTube. I made that mistake before, but I'm not going to make that mistake again. It's because I had a combination of fans and trolls alike calling me at Wendy's, where I used to work. Either because they wanted to fuck with me or because they wanted to hear my voice. But yeah, like I said, don't let the long hair and gothic exterior fool you. I'm a damn good worker. Oh, excuse me. Kick on my boots and my pants, and I'm ready for the day. Check this out. I made a tobacco pouch out of tinfoil. Now I have my other bag of tobacco, but that has the good smelling stuff in it. And I want to keep this tobacco separate from it. I know I've been promising my fans the T-Rex Burger Challenge, and I will do that when I can. But right now I'm broke, so I really can't do it. But yeah, I have an account with this one website, and this one website I have an account with. It gets jobs that are available in the Casper area directly posted to the website. And the way the website's set up, I'm allowed to automatically just go in there, click on the job, hit apply, and it automatically puts in my resume and everything for me. And yeah. Now, when I do get a job, I'll let y'all know. Like, hey, check us out, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But where I work, that's gonna be none of y'all's business. Well, anyways, this is KingcobraJFS with another video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all.